Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me. I hope everyone is doing okay. It's been a very intense week with highs and lows mentally, physically, and emotionally. I feel everyone has been really busy with day-to-day life and needing to make decisions, all while reevaluating past choices or buried emotions. So before we get into the energies that you can expect for the month of March, the new 28-day moon cycle, and the week ahead, let's do a moment of Zen to clear some of the denser energies that you've been working through over the last week and integrate the new energies you'll be working with over the next few weeks. So close your eyes, open your palms, and allow yourself to be open to receive. I'm going to be connecting with your higher self and calling on your team of guides to help energetically clear any blocks, emotional residue, and or negative attachments in your physical body and light bodies. This will help raise your vibration, expand your consciousness, and increase your awareness in order to help you prepare your soul for ascension and the energies over the next several weeks. Take a deep breath in through your nose, then exhale through your mouth and allow your body and mind to relax more on each exhalation. Continue to breathe this way until I tell you to open your eyes. All right, let's open your eyes and we are going to move on with the show. All right, so we are officially in March and still in Mercury retrograde until the 10th, with the post-shadow lasting through to March 20th. The emotional energies you've been feeling will be lasting through March, but the intensity will get balanced out by Mars and Venus in Earth signs. You'll continue to see a combination of seeds planted from the past sprouting and perhaps some unresolved things needing to be healed. And this month is also very much about needing to take action to manifest the things that you want in your life. It's so important that you take action steps. And sometimes we don't know what action step to take. That's okay. In those moments, maybe it's not necessary for you to take an action step, but the action step in itself would be you figuring out what the action step actually entails, right? So sometimes just making a list of things that you want to do and getting things out of your head and onto paper is enough of an action step. So again, it's all about action this month. These are strong possibilities of seeing major manifestations happening, especially if you are taking action steps in your life. Yet at the same time, you could still see some challenges arise, along with the need to just do some housekeeping or maintenance work to keep things running smoothly in your life until you feel guided to take real action, right? So sometimes it's just kind of maintaining, figuring things out, nurturing yourself, working through any kind of emotional blocks. Just doing that sort of action work will help you. This month is also the astrological new year during the time of the new moon, right around March 24th, depending on where you live. And this is a great time to plant those seeds that you want to grow for the next year. Everything from material wishes to experiences to spiritual growth. You can use visualization exercises, vision boards, or any other method that resonates with you to help you connect with what it is that you want to create for yourself over the next year. It's a great time to do that because you've got the new moon energy, you've got the new astrological energies. So it's a really, really powerful time to do those kind of exercises. If you've been waiting to make important decisions or to launch something new due to Mercury retrograde, the best time would be between March 21st through April 9th. Then we go into Venus retrograde, and this year has lots of personal planets going retrograde, so there will be a lot of inner work that will be happening all year long. We will get small breaks in between these retrograde periods, and also just know that retrogrades aren't all bad, right? Bad things only happen when you put energy into that. So remember that you create your reality based on what you believe and where you focus your energy. If you believe retrogrades are just bad and they're horrible and, the worst things always happen to you during Mercury retrograde, well, you're going to continue to manifest that, and that will be your experience every single time. Shift that perspective, shift that point of view, and then you can bring into your life some of the more positive aspects of Mercury retrograde and other personal planets that go retrograde. Do a little bit of research on that. Basically, here is how March will play out. The beginning and the end of March will kind of suck. Those will be the more challenging energies to deal with. And then the middle of the month is where all the good stuff happens. Now, of course, your personal chart is going to have a big impact as well. So depending on yours, you could experience the energies as something different, right? So maybe for you, the beginning of the month is awesome, but then the middle of the month sucks and the end is awesome. So really, it just all depends on your personal chart as well. March 7th begins the new 28-day moon cycle according to the galactic calendar, which lasts until April 3rd. And this 28-day cycle is the solar moon of intention. And let me read it to you. Okay, so this particular moon is the go-to words are pulse, realize, intention. From the perception of the multisensory human, the intention behind an action determines its effects. Every intention affects both us and others, and the effects of intentions extend far beyond the physical world. And that is a quote by Gary Zukov. Tone 9, which is the 28-day moon cycle resonance, Tone 9 pulses the power of intention. Here we awaken to the realization of universal mind, which precedes and directs all manifestations of our physical world. We see the nonlinear emanations of consciousness which uphold this reality. We understand that information is perpetually sent and received by our biopsychic circuitry every moment, where we are aware of the experience or not. As the ancients say, whatever you put your attention on grows stronger in your life. Solar tone challenges harness energy information by directing it. Pulsing is a way to amplify or communicate using mental, emotional, and spiritual energy united. Exercise your natural ability to be in telepathic contact. It requires clarity, connection, and like our body's pulse, a steady, streaming surge of energy. Realize your vast capacity to broadcast your truths both subtly and physically. So that is really what you're going to be experiencing throughout the month with all these other planetary alignments and everything else that we've got going on. So it's going to be a crazy busy month of all sorts of action that's going to be happening. Lastly, before we get into the weeks ahead, we also have galactic portal activations on March 8th, 10th, 29th, and 30th. And these activation days invite you to enter gateways of expanded consciousness and amplify your awareness of energy flows and information exchange. And this, again, is tied right into manifestation and where you're putting your focus and your energy. And you can do a little bit of research on manifestation to kind of help guide you a little bit better. Okay, this week's intuitive messages will be for the next couple of weeks, since I will be unable to do the show live again until the end of March. So here's what you can expect from tonight, March 5th, through to March 26th as an overall theme, and then areas of love, work, finances, health, and spirituality. General themes. You could feel more sensitive and vulnerable than usual. Remember, there's going to be some high emotional days. Use them to your advantage, though, especially if you're artistic and creative. Use the fuel to create, visualize, and manifest. And this energy, too, is really great for probably having very vivid dreams. You will also be able to program your subconscious mind, which is really what creates your reality when you lay down at night to go to sleep. So use that emotional energy to do visualization exercises of what it is that you want to manifest for yourself in your life, or what you want to heal, or what you want to work through, or what you want to become aware of within yourself. And if you do that as you're falling asleep, you're going to automatically program your subconscious mind, and you'll start to see these things play out in real time. Now, also with this emotional energy and your vulnerable state, you could have people pop up into your life who want to take advantage of your vulnerabilities. So pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to the words that people are saying, the actions that they're doing. Really be present in the moment so that you can be aware of if someone is trying to take advantage of you. There could be major challenges around emotions, romance, and financial security. At the same time, there will be innovative solutions to make life better. There will be happy, pleasant surprises with lots of positive excitement in these areas. But again, there could also be drama, completion, fruition in health, work, love, pets, and your daily routine. And because the energy is so mixed, you could start off the beginning of the month in more of the dramatic state of emotional low, where you're dealing with maybe some sadness and guilt and, things of those nature. And then by the end or by the middle of the month, you're feeling really, really good, and you've kind of worked through those emotions, and you're manifesting some amazing things in your life. And then by the end of the month, you could have to kind of reevaluate those things again. Maybe you get triggered in a different way, so something deeper can be healed as well. You could see delays and changes to plans thanks to Mercury retrograde energies, so be flexible and open to anything that pops up for you. There will be lots of spiritual growth, synchronicities, blessings, and being in the flow. You could feel more optimistic and hopeful about the future and everything else going on in your life. Your financial worries may be over for a while, or at least in the middle of the month. But I do feel like most people are moving into a positive cycle financially. And you may experience more happiness and success, both internally and externally. Some of you will be in a position to help others who are less fortunate, so make sure that you're doing that. And that doesn't always mean financially. That could be with your time and your energy and your, giving somebody a ride, anything. So again, share your time, your love, your compassion, your understanding. Give back in whatever way that you've been receiving. You can receive support emotionally and financially, which could help relieve some burdens and heal some old wounds. You could get a boost in energy, focus, organization, and just getting things accomplished. There's a lot of powerful energy that's going to have you motivated to get things done, which is great. I'm waiting for that energy. I mean, I've been going, but at the same time, I don't feel the momentum that I usually do, and I'm looking forward to this extra boost in energy so that I can get stuff done, because my life is incredibly busy right now. This month, you may be evaluating, you may be examining or looking at things more closely in your life and within yourself. So you're really going to be doing this externally and internally. You may also receive some constructive criticism. Either way, this energy is about you making necessary changes in the way that you see, feel, and experience things, along with physical changes in your environment, people, work, love, relationships, all of the above. Do the work and you can see some amazing things manifesting in your life. Catch my breath there for a minute. Saturn enters Aquarius until March 2023. And Saturn can be a little oppressive. It's been in Capricorn since December 2017, which may have had you feeling very oppressed and very heavy. It could have been very challenging time period for you in relationships and in your life as a whole. Now, Saturn is moving into Aquarius, and you'll see changes in your life with technology, friendships, social circles, and your place in them. And due to the energies, it's going to feel like you're being tested. It really is kind of like a testing ground, and there's going to be challenges in these areas of your life. Some of your relationships and friendships, those will strengthen if they pass the test, and others will fade away. And some of you could already be experiencing this energy now. A lot of these aspects with the planets come about, we start feeling them much earlier depending on how sensitive you are. One of the more negative aspects that you could see happening is lots of people being triggered emotionally who could be on the verge of a breakdown. And it feels like an intense breakdown. So I recommend that you don't aggravate a situation if you come into contact with a person that you can see is really being triggered in a negative way. This is not the time to make matters worse through bad communication or projection of blame or letting your ego get in the way. It could get dangerous. And I'm not trying to fearmonger here, but this is a real reality. People are loose cannons right now. The energies are very intense, and if they're not dealing with their stuff, they don't understand what's happening. It's not being discussed in the mainstream. So a lot of people are getting triggered, and you see it happen, road rage, they're shooting up people and all kinds of crazy stuff. So make sure that, again, you are paying attention, you're becoming aware of yourself, you're becoming aware of others, you're paying attention to your surroundings. Make sure that you take the blinders off. Some of you could be dealing with a woman in your life who has dark hair and or dark eyes, who isn't very kind and may block important things from getting accomplished this month. Perhaps she's doing it without realizing it. Perhaps she does realize it. I think it's a little bit different for everybody. For others, this could manifest through stumbling blocks created by other people. And then there's another group of you that you are the ones creating these blocks, right? You're the one creating your own stumbling block. My gosh, can't talk. Check in with yourself. Do you behave in ways that people find rude or harsh? Are you self-sabotaging without realizing it? If you don't know, ask someone who will be honest with you and tell you the truth about what they see or how they perceive you. It's better to know than be in denial, right? You want to be working on yourself. It's a very important time to be doing this. This is all part of the ascension process that I've talked about before. This month, you really need to be paying attention while driving and your surroundings in general. Again, accidents can and will happen, especially if your eyes are buried in your cell phone. Don't text and drive. Come on. The text is not that important. You're telling me you cannot wait till you get down the street somewhere or get to a stoplight. Don't be desperate to answer text messages and stuff. Really, honestly, like you can respond when you have time and you're safe and you're not potentially killing yourself or somebody else. So really pay attention. I just feel like that's a very important message for some of you right now. Old hurts could come up big time, especially towards the end of the month, and for some of you throughout the month. Chiron, the wounded healer, will be playing a significant role, and just feel what you need, take responsibility for your part, and let it go so that you can shift easily. Fearlessness will be another theme. I pulled a card for you guys from my deck that I have from Peru, and the card was fearlessness. And it says fearlessness isn't the absence of fear, it's being aware of the undercurrents of fear, either within ourselves or being promulgated in the world, and then making the conscious choice not to be affected, restricted, or influenced by fear so that you can step forward with an open heart aligned with oneness. It's choosing love as our motivating force. It's now time to examine yourself and see if you are being affected by any residue of fear. If so, then realign with the one and courageously step into fearlessness. I get it. Things can be scary, especially when we're taking huge leaps in our lives and we're trying to make changes for the better. Fear comes along with that, right? But again, let it motivate you to your greatness, and focus on love, and just realize that there is a solution for every problem that you have. There really is. You just have to want to have a solution or find the solution. So yeah, work through that fear, guys. It's not as bad as you think. The advice coming through for the month is to choose your battles wisely. Don't waste your energy fighting small annoyances. It's time for a major readjustment of your priorities. And obviously, that's what the energies point to. And that's what they're going to continue to point to, is us really having to make changes and readjustments in our lives and figuring out what our priorities are. Work, for those of you that are employed, some of you can expect a change for the better in your situation and your pay. You'll have a lot to be grateful for. On the other hand, some could experience communication problems at work between people and computers. So it kind of feels like maybe data issues in the computers. And then with people, it's just misunderstandings, misinterpreting things. Basically, it's the information that's being shared could be misunderstood or misinterpreted. Don't assume anything. Ask questions. Get clear about the information. Work, for those of you that are looking for a job hunters, I feel the same holds true for you with information being misunderstood or misinterpreted in an interview. So make sure that you're asking questions, and make sure you have clear answers to questions that the interviewer may have for you. Some of you will be finding and or starting new jobs this month. I feel lots of positive energy surrounding this. And I do feel there's a possibility a few might lose their jobs, but I really feel like that will only happen if you've kind of been slacking, or the universe is trying to move you and you've been sticking in a job that you know is time to move on. Love, for those of you in committed relationships or dating seriously, some of you will experience new levels of intimacy, joy, and connection in your relationships. Some of you may be having misunderstandings and or not being open to hearing your partner's point of view. Make sure you do, because you want them to hear you, right? Some of you could get into arguments or disagreements over something that you misperceived, right? So it's either your memory or your perception of a situation or what was said is actually incorrect. You completely saw it through the lens of your pain, and it wasn't the reality of the situation. So you could be having an argument over nothing. So really just kind of listen to what your partner has to say and what their perspective is. And some of you could be on the receiving end of this energy as well. Singles, careful with assumptions on dates. Some of you may have to work harder than usual to try and understand someone's perspective. I don't think that's a bad thing, right? I always like to seek to understand first before asking to be understood. It just makes for a better interaction with people. And some of you could see someone new come into your life who is definitely ready to have a meaningful and deep connection. So make sure that you are putting yourself out there, and you're checking out new places, you're saying yes to invitations to go do things, because again, the energy is really primed for some love connections here. Finances, some of you are moving into a positive financial cycle. Some of you will be evaluating your financial situation and what changes you need to make. And some of you may find financial errors or on transactions or catch a mistake that you made. So again, pay attention, because otherwise you may lose money, right? Somebody could overcharge you for something. The bank could do an overdraft by a mistake. There's different things that could happen. So make sure you're paying attention so you don't lose money. Lastly, a little reminder coming through to look at your riches in other ways besides money, right? You're abundant in other ways. You love, family, friends, health. I mean, there's a number of things that can have abundance in your life besides cash money. Health. You should be feeling full of vitality, optimism, and hope. If you're waiting on test results, the news will be good. A reminder that thoughts are things and they will affect your health. Example, negative thoughts like worrying cause stress, which causes inflammation, high blood pressure, and a number of other illnesses. So remember, whatever you're thinking about and stressing out about and worrying about, if it hasn't happened yet, you're causing yourself undue stress. Really get in control of your thoughts and what you're thinking and shift your perception. Remember, there's always a solution. Okay, also a reminder for some of you needing to take medication or your vitamins. I feel like some of you are neglecting yourself with that. And I also feel like you or someone in your family, there may be concerns over memory function. Maybe someone is starting to show some signs of dementia or Alzheimer's, or maybe somebody in your life smoking a little too much pot and they're forgetting stuff, right? So it just feels like there's some memory issues that are happening here. Spirituality, some of you will be feeling spiritual peace and happiness. Your self-esteem will be higher as well. Share your happiness and spiritual insights with others. And some of you may have a strong woman come into your life who may be difficult to deal with or is negative in some way or has a tendency to be hurtful, whether she means to or not. She's showing you how not to be, act, or treat people. So learn from her and then set boundaries. All right, that wraps up the intuitive messages for the next couple of weeks. I hope everyone has a great month. I'm sending you lots of positive vibes and good feelings and all that jazz. And I'll see you back here on March 26th. Bye.